Good evening, everybody. It's the Great Adakuji here with the Culture Junkies, where we come together, the junkies come together, and you guys come together to get cultured. We have on the show with us today, Kenshiro, GQ, and my man, Simon Says. Good evening. So we're going to be talking about a lot of good things today. Out in La La Land, as they say, things are coming out of the woodwork when it comes to the new Avengers movie. I don't know exactly what happened because my eyes wasn't glued to the however long that stream was.
Mine was.
I saw the ending, but I didn't see that. I didn't really look at everything afterwards, but we're going to talk about that today because Kenshiro has the scoop, and we're going to dig it out for everybody here to eat. So let's
also,
get it
we
on.
got a silent partner.
Oh yeah, we
there
do.
From
Long
visiting.
time. It's been a while.
No, wrong button.
Wrong button.
There we go.
Totally wrong button.
Unfortunately,
his mic doesn't work. But Zyman visiting from the great state.
Great state. Is it so great? Is it great?
Is it a great state?
Is it great? I mean, he's got a governor. He's got a governor. He's got a governor. His nickname is Hot Wheels.
He's down there though, so it's a great state.
Okay,
for the
sure.
man down there. He even got his Michigan jersey on. So
right. He's born and bred, in Detroit, Michigan.
Right.
And
But obviously good to see him. Long time. I went to high school with that man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's good to see good people. So.
Yep.
Most definitely.
Yep.
Anyway, is that going to be the first thing that we're talking about?
No.
Dive right into it?
But speaking of Zyman, the only thing I was going to say to him is he's been a long time friend, and we ain't seen him in a long time, but we've known him for like 30 years. Mm-hmm. But he don't ever watch the show. He don't ever comment either. So it's good to see him in person at least. Right. But we never see him on the damn channel.
Right.
I think he's been there at least
once or twice.
I've seen him in the chat.
The 10 years that we've been doing the show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What's
up with that, man?
He's a busy executive.
Whatever, dog. I want to hear all that.
Hey, man. See, fortunately, they can't hear me too well, but I will say, I'm kind of like the White Ranger. You kind of like.
Oh my God! No way! Wow! No, he didn't say I'm the White Ranger.
Who blew the flute?
That was Green Ranger.
No, the knife. Okay, whatever you want to call it.
No, I'm saying, but that was Green Ranger.
That was Green Ranger that did it. Yeah,
but I mean, he became the White Ranger eventually, anyway.
Exactly.
He's like every other like fifth Ranger that pops up.
Yeah,
yeah.
When they need him.
No, it's cool though. I mean, it's like I said, it's obviously good to see him. It's been a minute for real. Mm-hmm. And again, it's 2 hours difference down there. He might be on a completely different time of schedule. So you never know.
Most definitely could be.
Yeah.
So, one thing I wanted to bring up, right? So, for all you guys out there, welcome to the show, Other Steve and Wolverine Solid X and Amra. Good to see you all.
What up, dude?
One thing I wanted to bring up, and it was something that came out, I think it was late last week. No, it was earlier this week on Monday. It was announced. And I just want y'all to tell me, is this a good idea, bad idea?
Playing catch with your grandfather?
No. Is it a good idea? And harkening back to Animaniacs, whatever. Yeah. But is it a good idea for Warner Brothers to supposedly play 5 minutes of the upcoming Superman movie ahead of Minecraft, which is supposed to be opening this weekend?
No, it's not a good idea.
No.
So you say bad idea?
I don't think they should do any previews for. Look, they already now. I gave the makers, the creators, the editors, what have you, of the Superman trailer props because they did not show us. They wet our whistle. They were giving us things that would pull us in, but not telling us what's going on. 5 minutes of any part of that movie will tell you what the heck is going on. That is not necessary. Now, if they're doing that to try to get people to go see Minecraft because nobody wants to go see Minecraft, that's on Minecraft. That's on that stuff. They don't need to. They shouldn't do that. They should. People. That's. I don't know. I'm not gonna go see it. I'm not gonna see Minecraft because of that.
You know what it is?
That's fine.
It's Tobal #1 all over it.
I love it. Yes.
What was it, Zone of Enders?
Yeah,
Zone of Enders as well. Yeah,
because of the Metal Gear trailer. I'm not trailer, but
the demo. Yeah.
But my thing is this: Warner Brothers has done this once before with a film. They did it with Mortal Kombat.
They did.
They showed the
the new one,
the newest one,
the newer one,
not two, but the one that came.
Yeah, the one that came out of COVID.
Couple years.
Yeah.
So they showed that Scorpion and Sub-Zero part, which was essentially the best part of the entire movie.
Right, which was like the first opening minutes.
Granted, it was the first part of the movie,
right.
But like they showed that before the movie came out, and you're just sitting there like, all right, this is about to be sweet. Then you see the actual movie is like, they gave away the best part of the movie for free, basically.
Yes,
So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Superman. I just don't think that Superman is a big enough property where you don't need to draw people in like that. Everybody gonna go see this because it's a brand new take on Superman from James Gunn. That's for a lot of people. That's all they need to hear.
Right.
I don't really need to see 5 minutes of it.
I agree, especially for a movie nobody.
Probably not gonna go see. Maybe the kids.
The kids might go see it. Then,
kids definitely gonna go see it because I mean, look at it this way, because like every kid's out of the wazoo has been playing Minecraft. They're gonna go see it, so that's a given. But like us, like nah, we're probably not even gonna bother like looking at it. I mean, I give it granted. Yes, it's one of the most popular games out there so far. So, I mean, definitely know my nephew's going to go see it.
I don't even know how you play a Minecraft.
I don't know either.
I don't know nothing about it.
The thing is, obviously, Minecraft is a huge IP. It's got a ton of fans. A lot of kids play it. I just don't see Superman being a needed draw for. It's like you're gonna get the kids that want to go see Minecraft are gonna drag their parents to go take them to Minecraft. Exactly. That's gonna happen regardless. Superman is gonna make his money with or without Minecraft. It does not need a teaser for for Minecraft. So this is really honestly probably trying to help Minecraft a little bit, but that's a weird thing to put it on.
I totally agree with that. Legend 23, good to see you again. Welcome back to the channel.
Hey.
Appreciate the compliments on the new setup. I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
All right.
Devil's advocate is saying that while Superman, the trailer for the new Superman broke all kinds of records for YouTube, showing that clearly a lot of people are excited about it. I think there is still a little bit of apprehension from some folks out there that have younger kids wanting to erase the stench of the Snyderverse and the dark and gritty and grim and not very happy or whatever Superman that whatever you want to say. They're hoping that this might alleviate a little bit of their concerns when they show this in front of Minecraft. I am in agreement with all three of you guys. This is a terrible idea. If they're doing it for Minecraft, it's still a terrible idea. All you're just saying is that Minecraft is so bad, we have to basically beg people to go and see it by giving them 5 minutes of Superman, knowing full well that those 5 minutes are going to be on the internet within seconds anyway.
Exactly.
Well, there's that part of it, but at the same time, anybody that saw that trailer saw that crypto is there. That in and of itself is going to give you a glimpse that this is way different than Snyder's stuff.
Exactly.
Like crypto being in it, period. It's like, bro, this is definitely not your Snyderverse. This is not your daddy Superman.
Yeah, never before seen.
Yeah, it looks like there's no origin stories. According to what you saw so many different superheroes that were there that would already have established storylines.
Yeah.
So it's like they're going to start with in the middle. And I'm happy with that.
Oh no, absolutely. We do not need another Batman thing where it's like, oh, well, you get to watch the
origin story
be sent
for like
from
20
Krypton
minutes
again,
right? Yeah, well, watch the planet explode.
We can watch Krypton explode again.
Right. Yeah, it's like, bro, we've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Still, the Zack Snyder treatment of Krypton I thought was still awesome.
I know, it was cool.
So,
it was fine, but
but we don't need to do that anymore.
We're at a point now we don't need to see it again.
We don't need to do that anymore.
And if you don't know his origin, then that's on you.
1,000%. 1,000%. What were you gonna say? Simon says you said there's an anniversary or something.
Just want to let everybody know, in case you haven't heard, Barry Goy's The Last Dragon turned 40, 40th anniversary.
Wow, came out in 1985.
85.
Wow,
that's
man.
something like.
Sukiyaki.
It's one of those movies that I saw as a youth.
Right.
And basically, it's funny enough that movie still stands the test of time, even though it didn't do well in the box office. It did have like a big cult following.
Oh yeah,
it's like basically our kung fu movie for black folk.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, funny enough, that was the film that introduced me to Bruce Lee as a kid.
Yeah,
because seeing him in that was like, oh, hold on. That movie looked kind of cool, and I had to ask my older brothers, like, okay, what is that? And then they, obviously we had to record it on VHS and watched it and all that good stuff. But the thing is, if you look back at that movie, just the amount of people that were in it, it's insane. And then of course, you had Ernie Reyes Jr. and Ernie Reyes Sr. Both in the film, and just it was just a good movie. It was fun, and then obviously Show Enough is legendary.
Classic.
Shogun of Harlem and all that. So it's like,
I want to know how he became the Shogun of Harlem.
That's what
that would have been
like
an origin movie.
No, let's not do that. No,
Kai origin movie.
No, let's not do that. Nah,
or a TV show.
Nah.
Get my man, what's his name? Dion
Cole.
Yeah.
That'd be
Spitting
cool.
image.
Yeah, okay, I guess so. Dion Cole.
But yeah, the whole thing that I found kind of cool though is like basically when they showed the trailer of it, they were like the whole thing was like definitely Motown, influence. Because like, man, you had if you went through that whole entire like soundtrack, Barry Gordy put his stamp on that one. It was like,
I mean, may as well. You promoting all the artists that are under your label.
Yeah,
like that was legitimately like it was a music video for a lot of different things of the El DeBarge and all of that. But for him to be in that position to be able to produce a film like that, and then obviously he has a litany of musical talent that he can tap and put in the film. So like, why not? You eat from all sides. It's like
exactly.
That was great.
Did that ever come out on 4K Blu-ray?
Yep.
Yeah,
I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one that Enter the Dragon. The movies that I will always rebuy anytime they upgrade them are Barry Gordy's Last Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Terminator 2. Every single time those get upgrades, I buy them. Just no matter what, whether it be like, oh, they did this, little remaster here and just clean this. All right, fine, cool.
Yeah,
I want it.
Yeah.
I want the definitive versions of each of those films because those are movies that I always enjoyed as a kid.
Exactly.
So,
all right. So, did you have anything, or can we get to the?
I think we can get to the main thing and start talking about the future of what I like to call one of the best franchise. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a shit if people say they're losing their steam or whatever. I don't think they lost shit. I just think you have too high expectations. The best franchise of movies in history, the MCU.
Definitely the biggest.
Like, it is big.
It's biggest because, like, I mean, for a while, Bond was the biggest. Obviously not all connected, but big. Number of movies. MCU blew past that a long time ago. And it's
sidebar. Totally not related to what we're beginning ready to talk about. Sidebar. Y'all see that Amy Pascal has been partially given the reins to the Bond franchise for at least one movie. She's been confirmed to be the co-executive producer of the next Bond film. Obviously, Amy Pascal, if you guys don't know, is the former Sony CEO, co-CEO, and producer of the Spider-Man films coming out from Sony. So yeah, so she's going to be the producer of that. I mean, I don't know. We'll
who's going to be Bond?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really all people really care about.
That's always been the thing. Go ahead.
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of like little flutters, a little voice in the ether that former Superman might be doing it.
I'm
just saying.
Kind of cool is what you call it.
But it's been out there. It's in the ether.
Yeah.
Maybe they can give somebody else a chance who's unknown.
And I think that's where they probably should try to go because, and it's nothing against Cavill. Obviously, I've enjoyed Cavill and all the stuff that he's done. Henry Cavill's moment for me to have been Bond was shortly after he played The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which was a little bit over 10 years ago. Because you look at it as Bond is one of those characters, unless you're George Lazenby, unless you're Timothy Dalton, you normally get about 4 movies out of a Bond actor. At the very least, that's the average. You get at least 4 movies. With the way movies are going nowadays, now some of them are turning around pretty fast, but Bond movies don't really turn around that fast. That's especially with the more modern ones. You have to put some years on that. You can't just we're gonna have another Bond movie next year.
Then they should get somebody. Not trying to say that Henry Cavill's old, but he's either pushing 40 or just turned 40 recently. And I think Daniel Craig was in his 30s when he became Bond. Granted, he was the longest running Bond.
Right.
So maybe they should find somebody who would be able to be there long enough to continue. Because Cavill will only get 1, 2, 3 movies at the rate that they make them.
So
yeah,
and then like I said, it's a tough sell for me when you have an actor, especially what we expect out of Bond now, because
after Daniel Craig,
Daniel Craig was like, look, you got to be a parkour expert. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to run. You got to be able to do all of that. Daniel Craig brought that. Like Sean Connery was like, look, man, I'm just too damn cool. It's like, I ain't running after nobody. You know, it was like a couple of movies he did. Like, other than that, it was the gadgets in the car. Roger Moore.
He ran over crocodiles.
He ran over crocodiles. One movie, that was his first movie.
Over those alligators. Like,
he's trying to sell it to you. And after that, because he was already old when he got the part anyway. So it was like, once you got past that, it was just like, well, he's too damn cool for school too. You know, and again, he had his movies, but Moonraker was the end of it. He jumped the shark. Not his fault. He didn't write it, but damn it, he jumped the shark with Moonraker.
I need to watch that again just because. I need to just watch it again.
And then A View to a Kill. Funny enough, I watched that one the most as a kid because that was one that I recorded and had seen. But God, looking back at that movie, it's like, God, that was so stupid and cheesy.
Well,
like, what the hell? I like this movie, and again, it had its moments, but God, View to a Kill was so bad.
It was bad.
Notice how old he was.
I mean, it was like the only thing. I mean, to be honest with you, dog, View to a Kill. I only watched it for the intro. That was.
Oh, the
intro was dope.
Intro
was great. I just like after that, I was like, man, I'm done.
Heard that. All right, so today we unexpectedly got and credit to Marvel, because I really think only Marvel could pull off some shit like this. A 5.5 hour live stream doing 1-by-1 chair reveals of the principal cast of Avengers Doomsday. Now, it has already come out that this list is not complete. They do have more announcements. So the list I'm going to give you guys is not complete. But 5.5 freaking hours that had people glued to their screens on YouTube. I was one of them. I also read the list of numbers of people that were watching on Twitter. By the end of it, it had reached 10 million people.
Wow.
Like
that we're watching?
We're watching.
Wow.
That we're watching.
Oh, but the MCU is dead though.
Right. So,
it was like
the MCU must be dead.
And then let me get this right. It was just them with the chairs. No trailers.
Them with the chairs, no trailers, no people, just musical cues. And if it wasn't musical cues when the chairs were being revealed, practically dead silence. Like no other sounds, nothing.
Like I said, man. And also the legend. That's awesome that you got to work with Brosnan. That's very cool.
Oh, man, that is pretty cool.
Being able to just literally, we can read the phone book. People will be interested. That literally is what that was.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, all right, we're just going to pan across these director's chairs.
Like that 100% shows the power that the MCU still has over a lot of people. And granted, it's not on all cases, right? Daredevil ain't doing this. It's literally only the Avengers properties because this is the next Avengers movie after the phenomenal Endgame, right? So I tested my daughter actually when I got home, and I did the list, and I said, try and guess who you would think would be in an Avengers movie that you would totally expect. Captain America, Anthony Mackie. You would expect Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, he's in there.
Lotus, I gave him a small chair too.
Yeah, I love that part. That part was great. You would expect Danny Ramirez as Falcon because obviously coming off of Captain America and Brave New World. You would expect those. You wouldn't necessarily. Well, you could kind of expect this will be the next appearance of Shuri. Letitia Wright was listed as one of the names, right? You would expect Chris Hemsworth, Thor. He was listed. Also, because it's Doomsday, we already know the Fantastic Four are there. Cool. We already know. They were all revealed, right? In their infinite wisdom, oh, by the way, Simu Liu, Shang-Chi, he's going to be in it as well.
That's good.
In their infinite wisdom, they decided to prematurely spoil the end of Thunderbolts by revealing that practically the entire Thunderbolts main cast is going to be in it. We're talking Bucky, we're talking Florence Pugh, we're talking Ghost.
I didn't expect anybody to die in Thunderbolts.
I think some people were expecting probably Ghost and or Taskmaster to die.
Really?
Yeah.
They get 2 appearances and then they're done?
Yeah, because nobody really cares about them like that, right? So I think they're expecting that, right?
Ghost is fine as hell. I don't know.
Oh, no, 100%. No, 100%. But I just think, nobody really expected anything out of them.
Yeah, whatever.
And then these motherfuckers started pulling, rabbits out of the hat.
Oh yeah.
Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
All right.
Okay, mind blowing. We'd already seen him before in the Marvels. We didn't necessarily expect to see him here in Avengers Doomsday, but it is what it is. Bam, that's crazy. I was at work. When this name came across the screen because they started playing the X-Men 97 music. I was like, wait a minute, what? What's going on here? And then Patrick Stewart's name came out. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding. Like, literally, I stood up from my cubicle and I had to control myself from yelling out loud because I was literally about to break. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That's literally how I said it. Literally how I said it, people.
Man, look, I look at it this way. A check is a check is a check.
Disney, that's great.
And Disney checks have a lot of royalties attached to
them. They do.
So I don't think anybody's going to turn down the opportunity to be in Avengers Doomsday.
Okay, you would Professor Xavier, we had seen him before in Multiverse of Madness. Didn't necessarily expect to see him here. But then the next one at work had me acting a fool. Ian McKellen's Magneto is going to be in this movie, and I just did a.
I said, "What?"
I did a loud gasp, and I had coworkers that overheard me. It was like, Ken, are you okay?
Exactly.
It's like, you all right? Is anything wrong? They came over to check on me to actually make sure that everything was like, what's going on? You okay, man? And I was like, yeah, I'm watching something I probably shouldn't be watching here at work, but I can't help myself. I'm fine. I assure you, I'm fine.
Hub off now.
Exactly. Almost out yourself.
Yes, really, like literally, right? So I'm seeing that, and I'm just like, oh shit, this is crazy. This is crazy. And then to run down the list of the rest of the people that you see from the X-Men movies: Rebecca Romijn's Mystique, Alan Cummings' Nightcrawler. Never expected to see that.
They're killing people off, dude.
They got to be, right? James Marsden's Cyclops. And Channing Tatum's Gambit.
Channing Tatum. That's one.
Yeah,
they
that's
better
what
not kill him off.
Right.
Yeah,
Channing Tatum's Gambit. To get him.
Exactly.
That's going to be good.
Amazing. Just amazing. Surprisingly, no mention of Hugh Jackman, who I said when I saw both Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, and James Marsden, I said, oh, it's an absolute lock. Hugh Jackman's going to be in this movie. Halle Berry is going to be in this movie. They weren't even announced.
They're probably saving that.
Right, they got to be saving it, right? They got to be. Huh?
They didn't show Mark Ruffalo.
They didn't show Mark Ruffalo. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be in it, but it doesn't mean he's not. They didn't show Doctor Strange. You expect him to be there, maybe, or Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. You kind of maybe thought they would be in there, but given the names that we've gotten, but Marvel's already come out and said that they're definitely going to be revealing more as time goes on. This is not the final list, but this is just the initial list they wanted to put out.
I
just think it's hilarious. Now hold on. Obviously, they streamed it. You said 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours.
How long is it actually? Because obviously they're just looping it. So how long is it? The actual list.
Of names?
Yeah.
27 names that they listed.
And it was every half hour.
It was like every 20 to 25 minutes they put out a new name. They had you baited on a hook.
I mean, again, like I said, for all the naysayers and the nils out there, the MCU is clearly not dead. If they can get this much hype on a YouTube video from some director's chairs,
baited on a hook.
Oh no, we talked about that a little bit right before we started. Yeah, different YouTubers and shows that wanted to complain about when the stream started. It's like, look, y'all, Disney don't wait for y'all. As much as y'all want to think that you carry Disney,
it's really the other way.
Disney been around since before,
right?
And they will be here after.
Exactly.
So let's just be 100 with it. Like Disney, in the MCU and all the Star Wars and all those other properties are going to be here regardless of what you guys think of the quality or not. They got more than enough money to keep this going.
Legend is 100% right. Sounds like some WNBA, NBA draft stuff.
Yeah.
That happened there. Because, literally, it was just like, you were just like, what's the next name? What's the next name? What's the next name? You just wait, right?
Hit that chime.
Exactly, man. No, that's a good one. So, the last name on the list is one that I kind of didn't expect, but I think everybody was really excited to see. Tom Hiddleston's Loki is returning.
Okay, I mean he's the Widowmaker or whatever the hell you want to call him.
He's the god of stories now.
Yeah,
so he's the god of stories. But it's just like, you weren't necessarily sure when or if you were going to see Loki again, and now we got our confirmation that he's going to be in it.
I remember one thing that people were rumoring, at least chatter, was that Henry Cavill might be the Beyonder.
Yeah, I did hear something about
possibly.
That would be wild.
Now, that would be something that he'd have to go up against Loki to basically do something. Because, I mean, obviously the Beyonder is supposed to be a big dog like that. So there's a lot that they can do with it. That's why, like I said, I'm very excited for what's coming. Because it's like, look, Endgame was what it was. It was a cultural event. It was literally a damn near $1 billion opening weekend or whatever the hell it was. So it's like, yes, you're not going to be able to get back to that unless you do something bigger than that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why all these people, MCU's been over since Endgame. It's like, no.
They've been buying their time.
Now, we're not saying that the Endgame effect isn't real, because clearly it does. It is. People want those highs of highs, and I think this is going to give them that. And I was talking with Preem offline earlier today, and he was saying he feels like this Doomsday could end up having another Endgame-like effect, where the hype and the height of the excitement is going to be so high, it's going to be hard to come down from that and actually, enjoy something else. That's not going to be a problem for me, but it might be a problem for some other people, right? Another thing I kind of wanted to bring up a little bit, while I was right on the tip of my tongue about, so the speculation obviously has begun as these names were rolling out, guys. Talking to some various other friends, some people were starting to think that they were going to rebrand the movie Avengers vs. X-Men, because that's what it was shaping up to look like, right? Because because you had very few Avengers characters, but you had all these X-Men characters.
A little bit more build up for that.
I don't disagree, but if you're talking about the X-Men from the Fox universe, were basically invading the 616, and maybe are doing it under somebody's orders that, hey, you need to come and, defend your realm against these people or whatever.
Stop it from whoever.
Yes, exactly.
Like the incursions.
Yeah, incursions. Yeah, stopping incursions, right? So it'd be something like that.
Battle World would be an interesting thing.
Battle World would have been interesting. Now, I think that's what they're building to, is Battle World, right?
Okay.
But this did start to make me think, okay, are we going to start to see Tatiana Maslany's She-Hulk in here? Because literally,
I think they
the roster that they were building in these announcements, save for Shuri, save for M'Baku, who I didn't say, Winston Duke was also on the list. A lot of the characters that they were listing off was the initial roster
Namor too.
Yeah, they had Namor too.
They had Namor too. Yep, they had the initial roster of the original Marvel Secret Wars. You needed She-Hulk. You needed a few of the villains maybe to come in there, but all you needed really was She-Hulk. You needed Galactus, but you already assumed that maybe because the Fantastic Four in there, Galactus was going to be involved somehow, and you would need to have the Beyonder. You maybe would need Molecule Man, but you had all of the makings for doing Secret War in this movie.
You know what's so jacked up though?
What?
Talking about all that stuff. The most jacked up thing is, had the world not fallen into a pandemic, we would be watching that movie this year.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah. What would things have been like had COVID not happened?
Yeah.
I do wonder.
Physical media would still be a thing.
Exactly.
Movie theaters probably wouldn't be as dead as they are kind of now.
Well,
right?
man, I don't want to hear that stuff. She-Hulk was good. Go read a comic book. And then if you read the comic book, then you would know what we were saying.
And again, She-Hulk outside of her comic book is vastly different than She-Hulk in her comic book. The She-Hulk you expected to see probably is not in her show, but would have been in this movie,
her
right?
comic book.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot they can do with it. Also,
Right.
he said, shout out to from Mr. Busy. So Mr. Busy runs a local music show, actually, in I think Upper Michigan. But
He streams on Twitch the same time we do, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good dude, though.
Yeah, he is a good dude. But speculations, what do you guys think about all these announcements and stuff like that? What do you want to see based off of what you see?
I'm just looking forward to sitting in the theater with y'all, watching this movie unfold again, just like we did when we went to go see Infinity War and Endgame. I'm looking forward to that theater experience again with a whole bunch, because you know that theater's gonna be packed.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have to get tickets as soon as they announce it.
Oh yeah,
that theater is gonna be packed. So I'm looking forward to that again, because obviously with the pandemic and with theaters, the theater experience basically going on kind of a downward spiral in some instances. Obviously, the Marvel tentpole movies are still good outlet for that. But it's basically become the thing where the Avengers movies are the true tentpoles for the MCU now.
Yes,
which is fine. I have no problem with that. Especially, dude, the amount of money they're going to be throwing at this thing is about to be insane. So,
I think some people, what I want to see coming out of this, right, is seeing Namor be in it and seeing the Fantastic Four in it. I just need to see that Namor Sue interaction. I just need to see that Namor Sue interaction. I need to see what that's going to be like, so right? Because I mean I know Namor and Shuri kind of had a little thing, and Wakanda Forever had a little bit of a thing, but then when he lays his eyes on Sue, he be like, wait a minute, hold up, baby,
this should be bad,
right?
They probably would do it. I mean,
you might get the what's the meme with the girlfriend and looking behind him at the new piece? Yeah, that's what we Namor, man.
Sherry, he was like, oh,
yeah, he'll be like, "D,
that'll work."
Look at that Sue store.
That'll work.
Yeah, 100%.
It's gonna be good to see some of those guys come back though and playing their roles. Because, like I said, Namor did a good job. A couple other ones that you had mentioned, like that only had one appearance or whatever. It's they've all been solid. Obviously, we could touch on it a little bit later on, but like even with Daredevil, I'm looking forward to whatever interactions come up with with that show.
Real quick, I want to ask you guys: surprise omissions and admissions to this one. Give me one of each. What do you got? Who you surprised wasn't announced in this movie?
Don Cheadle's.
Okay, no, that's a good one.
Like,
War Machine.
Why the heck was War Machine not there at all? Anybody that's supposedly wearing a suit, because they got this Ironheart coming out, and I think they canceled the Suit Wars or whatever they're called.
Armor Wars. They're saying it's being reworked. That like just took it off the schedule, but we have no idea what it's going to be.
Yeah, that was very surprising that they didn't show. And what I didn't think was going to be there was, of course, Channing Tatum's, mainly because Tatum's was in a alternate. Actually, no, what was the name of that place?
The Void.
Yeah, it was The Void. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was basically, because that's also the thing that's kind of odd. First off, Deadpool established supposedly that what it seems like the Fox universe already got,
Pruned.
And that's why so many people were in the Void. But now you're having people from the Fox universe show up again.
But if we remember, even at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, we saw Gambit enter a portal.
That was a deleted scene.
It was a deleted scene,
obviously it's canon now.
Obviously it's canon now, but he entered a deleted scene.
So maybe that's him.
Yeah. Surprise omission and admission.
I don't have any because, like, I look at it this way: the list. This is just the first part of the list,
right?
So I really don't have any speculation on it because I don't want to throw something out there and be like, oh my God, that's a great idea, and then they don't do it, and then people be mad. So it's like, look,
I'm not gonna be
that's
mad.
true.
I'm not saying y'all. I'm just saying, how people are. They're like, oh, they should have put Squirrel Girl in it or whatever. It's like, bro, it's like whether they do or they don't, like enjoy what they do, man.
Yeah. In the chat, y'all give me a special surprise admission and omission. Simon Says, what do you got?
I got like 3.
Okay.
All
right. Spider-Man.
Surprise omission. Okay.
Yep. Captain Marvel. Omission.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Actually, I got 4. Cause I was thinking, man, I was like, dude, they like had a whole bunch. Like, was it
what, Kamala Khan?
No. Rambo.
Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau. Yes.
Photon.
Photon. Yeah, it was Photon. And then I'm surprised they didn't put him in it.
Who?
Raven. I'm surprised. You sons of bitches. Y'all fucked up.
That's a good one. No, that's a good one.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Wolverine Solid X is saying Nova.
No.
I thought you were going to bring up Calypso, man.
Calypso. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, really, man. No, and then I guess what was it? But yeah, that was kind of like what you said. Nova. I don't even think Nova was even in.
Nova is supposedly in development.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nova has not been introduced yet.
Yes.
I thought John C. Reilly's character was supposedly
Richard Rider? Nah.
No.
back in because
Guardians.
No, he was part of the Nova Corps,
but he's not Nova.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to see that, and at the end of Guardians 2, as one of the 5 after credit sequences. Then that was Adam Warlock actually.
Yeah, Adam Warlock.
Yeah, so that was Adam Warlock. Yeah, Nova. They've, like I said, only connection is the Nova Corps. That's it. They've never actually done anything with Nova.
Xandar was destroyed too, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, supposedly.
They said he decimated Xandar. I didn't necessarily say he destroyed it.
When Thanos ran, okay.
That depends on how you use the word decimated. If you use the actual definition, then he
destroyed it.
Right. He only killed 10%.
Right.
But if not, then
decimated, he probably wiped out 5.
Again, the one thing is 50%. The one thing, and as I've always said this about people that wanted Hulk and Thanos at a rematch. The Thanos we got in Infinity War was on basically a mission of like, I want to get this done.
Yeah,
he was not ruthless. He would he'd beat you down if you got in the way or whatever. But so that's why I was saying when he took the Power Stone from Xandar, we never saw it, but I don't think he destroyed the entire planet.
No, he just grabbed what he wanted
and he
took
got what
out.
he wanted. Basically, just probably took out a lot of the Nova Corps or whatever, to get there, or whatever. Probably tested it out and then left. So for people saying that, Hulk should have got his get back, I'm like, bro, if Hulk couldn't handle Thanos when he was kind of calm, and not even using the Power Stone or the Space Stone. What makes you think Thanos that was bloodthirsty was going to give the Hulk, who was smart Hulk, any chance?
He would have gave
So it's like, bro, there's always been that. So that's why, like I said, that's why I think he probably wrecked shop in Xandar, but he's like, look, I got what I wanted. Y'all I'm done. Bye. And then went to go get the Space Stone next.
Yeah, no, I can see that. 100%. Okay.
Yeah, Star-Lord. That is true. Star-Lord might make a cameo.
Star-Lord might make a cameo.
Just Star-Lord, not like any other.
Just Star-Lord, because remember at the end of Guardians 3, it says Star-Lord will return.
Didn't say the Guardians.
Now, granted, we might get Rocket and some of the other ones, but Batista's out.
He's done.
Yeah. Zoe Saldana's out.
Oh, she's out too?
I think she is.
Yeah,
I believe she is.
You might get some of the Guardians, but I don't think you're not getting the crew.
Well, they got a new roster anyway.
Yeah.
So they got a new roster anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I thought these announcements were very interesting. Can't wait to see more what happens with Avengers as we move on. So shall we get into Daredevil?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Daredevil. Hold on. I got one real quick that me and Simon says we're actually talking about.
Oh, okay.
Briefly.
Okay. What you got?
This happened last week, but I wanted to bring it up on the show and see what people thought out of the chat. Edge and John Moxley had a match. A regular match.
Not on pay-per-view.
Yeah, not on pay-per-view, just on regular AEW Dynamite where a nail bat was brought out. Now, we ain't talking about how barbed wire is filed down and when they do the barbed wire baseball bat and all the various ways they gimmick the weapons and stuff. But this bat, as far as we saw, was very long, sharp steel nails, driven through a bat, laid out on the mat. Edge gives Moxley a suplex right onto the bat. Now, I don't know how in the hell you could make that safe. Because your back has your spine right in the middle and a lot of other areas that are just super sensitive and discs and all the other craziness that can go on. And they had to cut away to some outside action because they was trying to pull the bat out of this man's back.
Yeah, it was
stuck.
It was
but they still showed it.
What?
They did show it being pulled out.
Yeah, they showed it pulled out.
It could have injured his kidneys. He could have ruptured all sorts of stuff.
Crazy.
It was like Ron's upper back.
Yeah,
I thought it was
like
more his lower back.
Shoulder blade.
When I saw it, I thought it was right here when they were trying to pull it out.
No, that was the bat itself. They're at the bottom, but where the bat,
the part that was stuck.
So it was like at the middle of his back, lower back. Where was it at? Middle upper. Wow, really?
So here's the messed up part about it. So they showed it, and the guy was helping the Wheeler Yuta, and the ref was trying to help him pull it out. They showed his skin being pulled as he's pulling the bat and the spike.
Bro.
And then here's the messed up part about it was Taz was on there, and he was trying so hard not to throw up.
Wow.
Tommy Dreamer saw it. He damn near vomited when he saw it.
Now, see,
these are damn ECW guys. Like, what?
I'm saying. These are ECW guys. Dreamer's
been through it, man.
Yeah,
they've been through a lot.
They've seen a lot, but they were disgusted by it. They literally, my man Tommy Dreamer said, I saw it, and I was like, dude, I couldn't watch, and I literally went to the bathroom and puked out. That was so bad. That was disgusting. Yeah.
To me, and I don't mean to cut you off. To me, on that, and that goes where, like I said, where AEW, very much like ECW of old, and also WCW, got to that point where it's just like y'all are kind of losing the script. Like, is one thing to have matches that up the ante and just stakes and whatever, cool. But to do that on a regular show, regular just AEW Dynamite, which is basically like, their version of SmackDown
Nitro.
or whatever. Yeah, Nitro, yeah, exactly. Just to do, it's like, why? And again, Edge has nothing to prove. Clearly, dude's a Hall of Famer from WWE. We know his whole thing where he had to quit because of his back injury, and he was fortunate enough to come back. And then Moxley, for me, Moxley's a good wrestler, good entertainer, but like he's not on Edge's level yet because obviously he's a younger participant or whatever or entertainer. But it's like, what are you trying to prove? Like why? Like why? It's like
in your 20s no more.
Yeah, it's like some of that stuff is just like, bro, like. Okay, you're at a regular show, and when they pull back and show the crowd, it looked like there wasn't much more than maybe 10,000 people there.
And here's the thing: they had a pay-per-view match. I think it was like Revolution. Their match was pretty much a nothing match because the entire crowd was like, the card was like banger after banger after banger. All the matches on the card were like at least maybe 4, maybe 5 stars.
Wow.
Even the women's their title match. Damn near everybody in the crowd was like, holy shit, yeah. And then when it came to their match, it was just a regular match. It wasn't like a hardcore match. It wasn't nothing. And then, because it was a funny thing, it was like I was watching like a couple of like YouTube shows, wrestling shows reviewing it. It was like, yo, man, this match sucked. And I was like, it could have been better. And how it ended, it was like, yeah, this kind of was a nothing match compared to like all the other matches that were on the card. And then I guess, in Tony Khan's infinite wisdom, he decided to run it back and make it a hardcore match. It was like, you could have did that,
and it wasn't necessary.
It wasn't necessary. It's like you wasted a whole entire card, a pay-per-view match for the main event, and the main event wasn't even great. And then you decided to do, let's run it back, make it a hardcore match, and you do this. That wasn't even worth it. Yeah, you could have like literally lost your champion from injury, maybe permanent injury.
So when they pulled it out of his back, was like
his blood.
Oh yeah, it looked pretty bad. I just want to know, like, has there been any update on like his condition or whatever? Now, did he just pop back and start wrestling?
No, he was still wrestling. He won the match,
and he obviously.
No. We're talking about
hurt too much
by now.
Like afterwards.
What's the after effect?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear anything other than. If he was injured or not, I mean, they didn't say anything about like.
That's just crazy, man. Like,
I mean,
how do you?
No, I agree. I get it, man. It's like it's something that they wanted a spot, and they wanted. I guess I'm guessing they want like one of those like WrestleMania moments or like high spots.
Yeah, they wanted to do something for shock value.
Shock value.
Yeah,
but it wasn't worth it.
But it begs the question, like, okay, is it even really truly worth it? Because, like you said, it was done on TV. It wasn't even like you had to have any PLE or premium live event or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
it was just here it is. Here it is, right on regular TV, which probably had to cut away anyway. So it's like. To me, that's just going too far for no real return on investment as far as I can see. And I think it goes to show that Tony Khan, now granted, AEW was a cool idea. It's always good to have competition.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I think it shows once Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and all the various people that were in charge kind of running things are left.
Yeah,
he really does not have any idea what he's doing, how to book this stuff.
No.
He's just a super fan that has a lot of money that is able to just have the federation.
But some of the storylines don't make any sense.
Yeah, so I don't know. I obviously don't want to go on too long with it. I definitely want to get to Daredevil, but that's just something I just wanted to bring up. And see what y'all thought.
I might have to. So is the video still available online?
Our Instagram chat.
Oh, okay.
You put it in there.
All right, yeah. I'll have to go and check that out. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
So Daredevil this week, we got 2 episodes. 2 episodes of Daredevil, and this marks the official halfway point of the season. We got a 12-episode season. This was episode 5 and 6. Why would the what?
I mean, I thought they were just going to do like one episode at a time. So like
they were, but I think for whatever reason, maybe they don't want to trample on Andor for too long.
I think that's what it is.
So they wanted to maybe hurry it up a little bit. Yeah, hurry it up a little bit.
Which is weird.
That is weird.
Well, it's not so much that.
But they can exist at the same time.
Exactly.
Look,
exactly.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. They just need to drop it like Netflix does. Yes, because you watch it at your own farting pace. No. Every show that's been popular on Netflix that's done that, there's never been a problem. I have never heard one problem out of anybody's mouth when they drop the whole entire season. They still do it, and I don't hear any problem. You know, the only problems I hear is when they do it weekly. And who does it weekly? Everybody but Netflix.
So to counter that point, here's the counterpoint to that.
Mm-hmm.
They drop them weekly, people talk about them, and then they die, and then Netflix turns around and cancels them.
Well, Netflix does cancel, but they don't cancel everything. There's a lot of stuff that they have dropped that were top tier shows that are still there. And then they also have dropped shows that came out weekly on other platforms that nobody watched. Yeah. And then the whole season's there and everybody's talking about it. Now, like Pantheon. Pantheon came out like 3-4 years ago. Nobody watched it. But everybody's talking about it now because it's on Netflix and all of it's there. So, in my opinion, all the fucking reviewers got to see all 9 episodes anyway.
I get you. Marcus 864, appreciate the 51 months in a row.
Oh,
so awesome.
51.
Yep, definitely better late than never, sir. It's weird that given the St. Patrick's Day theme of the 5th episode, it seems like if they were going to do a double episode drop, it should have been last week.
You would have thought.
Exactly.
You would have thought.
But I think also they wanted to have us meet Muse as a not cliffhanger, but obviously something to to look forward to for the next one. So I don't know. I enjoyed the 5th episode. I mean, I enjoyed them both, obviously.
Right.
I really enjoyed the 5th episode, even though it was slightly lighter in tone. They brought in a character that I've liked. Period. Yeah, Yusuf Khan from Miss Marvel. I liked Miss Marvel, so I don't care what nobody says.
Miss Marvel was great.
I liked it too.
One of the better MCU TV shows.
Oh no, absolutely. And plus, with us living here in Michigan, with Dearborn being right down the street, like we have a lot of crossover with the Muslim community.
Yes, we do.
So it's very interesting to see that and take that and then put that into a show and show the various nuance there. And then obviously, it was a fun show. So yes, and her father was a standout character. Like her whole family is cool. Yeah, but her father, especially for me, was
her mom and her dad
family.
are so good.
Yeah,
so good. And it is that you know what is great to see. You never really saw what Mr. Khan did for a job in Miss Marvel.
Right.
And then to find out that he's the assistant, bank manager.
I thought he was Tommy from Martin.
You ain't got no job.
Exactly. You ain't got no damn job, Tommy.
Anyway, praying for 40 months. Appreciate you.
So no, to see him at the bank, him sitting down and talking to Matt, basically trying to get a loan for the firm and stuff like that, and for him to deny. But seeing him gush about Kamala, saying she's in California visiting friends. A lot of people were speculating that she's visiting,
helping recruit
Kate Bishop or whatever. But really, he's thinking she's probably visiting Bruno because Bruno went to Caltech.
True.
So she's probably visiting Bruno and maybe even getting with some of the other young Avengers, like Cassie Lang. So we'll never know. We'll have to see that later. But him showing the Funko Pop, say here we got our own superhero, Miss Marvel. She limited edition Funko Pop and Matt's like, I
never heard of it.
I can't see. I can't see. Oh yeah, you can't see because you're
blind. I kind of want to I'm gonna do some more digging because I never heard of Muse, so I might want to look.
You too.
Muse is a.
Oh my God, that's two big today. Just today. Two huge comic book friends of mine have told me that I hurt my ears on my eyes. With my ears.
I don't read
Daredevil. They never heard.
He doesn't read
Daredevil that much.
He doesn't read Daredevil. I do.
I don't read any of it.
Yeah.
I don't read
Muse.
I found out about that beforehand because of my lookings on the internet.
I have my books that I read.
Yeah.
And
no, I understand that, but
copious amounts of Green Lantern.
It's surprising.
I'm actually reading some actual She-Hulk books.
The new What? No way. All right.
No,
you hear that, Wolverine?
Yeah.
He's reading She-Hulk. Yeah,
it does, man.
It's good. It's good, isn't it?
It is.
It's good. Yeah. So but no, man. So Muse is a really twisted serial killer character.
Oh, yeah.
What I loved about this episode in both ways, and this touches back into your previous review of Daredevil and talking about how this show is really doing a good job showing that both Fisk and Matt are two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
Because both of them were in the same spot in that 6th episode, right?
Yeah. Almost in the same spot. When you say the same coin, two different sides,
Yeah.
one was mask on, the other one was mask off.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's wearing a mask. The mayor's wearing a mask all the time, and he took it off with unfortunate Adam.
I liked what I really liked about that, because it's like you almost got your, when I was a boy.
Yeah, he was about to say it, but he changed it up.
He changed it up, like exactly. He changed the phrasing of it.
When
but
I was a man.
I like, and again, it goes back to D'Onofrio and how great an actor he is. Because it literally looked like he did bulk up and get bigger in this episode versus, because if you go back to episode 1,
ripped his,
if you go back to episode 1,
he looked smaller.
He's smaller, kind of gaunt almost.
Yeah.
He's still a big dude, obviously, but like I love that you see that he filled out more. It's like, oh, we might have to get you a new wardrobe and all that. So it's like, yeah, and then, bro, how scared would you be if a man walks in with an axe and is like, "We about to fight. Here you go."
Right. He's like, when I was
stayed in there, bro.
Like,
when
I was young, I faced across men 3 times my size.
I still would like to.
And I found that the right tool will do the job.
After
Here you
this,
go.
after this is over, I actually want to see Mr. Kingpin as the mayor in the MCU.
Yes!
That shit will be
It
dope
needs
as
to
hell.
happen.
It needs to happen.
Absolutely.
I need to see him in a Spider-Man movie. I need to see it.
I think they're going to go there, though, because they've already laid those breadcrumbs. Even with Spider-Man No Way Home, we got Matt Murdock showing up as the lawyer. Obviously a cool cameo, but it was a nod to like, hey, same universe, finally, here we go. Let's get it, And then obviously with Mr. Khan as just a light, it's like, hey, the lighter side is still here too. They in the same area, same city, basically. So it's all in there. So there's so much they can do with it. That's why I like when they it's like, hey, by the way, we got this stuff. And they just bring it together. So it's like,
I think they're doing a great job with it. There was something that Wolverine said in there that he didn't know how he found Muse's location is because the girl told him roughly where her uncle was looking.
Yeah,
and
where she was gonna be.
The laptop, he was researching that area, whatever. So he basically knew the area. He didn't know exactly, but he knew the area, and that's basically how he found it.
Plus, the other thing is, yes, she was knocked out. He can still hear her individual heartbeat.
Yeah,
so he could
probably
track
smell her
her
too.
Yeah, exactly. He Daredevil is damn near Wolverine.
He's a really good tracker.
But that's also what's weird because the research that I found out about Muse is that in the comic book he has a superpower that can cancel out the sensory powers. Kind of hurts Daredevil in a way. I don't think they're going to do that.
They might
because
remember this is the first time they met. Yeah. So he's like,
but how do you know? How does he know?
He doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be any number of things because my man clearly looked like he was knocked out. They was like, you spending too much time on the girl. He's gone. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
And he said, like you said, plus it's a TV show. They ain't got all day.
We got all day. Yeah. Exactly.
Like I said, the pacing of Daredevil for me is perfect.
Yes.
Because
sorry.
No,
because of what you said, it reminds me of more complainers. Because again, I listen to other people's opinion to try to understand more than one take. And there was a guy in the interview saying that he didn't like the 6th episode because he felt like all that stuff was rushed with Muse.
No,
he thought it was way too rushed. That like they found his spot too fast. They didn't really give him more. I guess of a villain character development because you didn't really see him on the screen too much. And then you hear about, he's been at least 60 people has been, being killed. And then all of a sudden they find his spot already. And I'm just like, well, to me, that didn't bother me. I don't see
what I was going to say is what I find with a lot of people like that is you see the people who are more people that pay attention to visual cues versus people that pay attention to auditory cues, right? Because Muse has technically been in every single episode. Like they've teased little things that he's done. He appeared at that book signing that Matt's girlfriend was at. That was the first time you actually saw him.
You saw his face.
You don't know who he is, but you could technically see him because he was basically screaming out for help from her. And he was like, call me, we'll set up something or whatever, right? Then you started seeing the murals all over town. Like every new mural that was very elaborate and good. Like that, the one that stood out to me the most was episode 4, the White Tiger Muse mural that I saw. Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought that looked awesome. But to think that it was made from human blood from his victims.
Yeah, that's kind of
yo, that's creepy as hell, bro.
I got an idea, and we're gonna talk about
100%
off the show.
But for people like that, they don't pay attention to all the clues that are being laid throughout the entire show, right? So saying that they got to Muse too fast, I just don't.
I disagree as well.
Yeah,
I'm just saying of what that guy said, and the other 2 panelists on there disagree with him as well because he thought that Muse got incapacitated.
He's knocked out or
whatever. Knocked out. And the guy was like, no, he didn't. He got away because he decided who he's going to change. And he was like, and then the guy said something about like, it felt like he got incapacitated. He was like, it doesn't matter what you felt like. He got away. And I was like, that was hilarious when he said that.
Like people can, and again, that's why I literally don't understand how these people got through high school. It's like if you read a book and the book is 14 chapters long and you in chapter 7 and they do something, you got 7 more chapters to go, bro.
Clearly this ain't the end.
There's still more to go.
Yeah, clearly this ain't the end.
It's like, look at, and then for the screen time thing, Darth Maul in Phantom Menace had like 5 minutes total, maybe 7.
Very effective, though.
But he was the man.
Yes,
like,
very effective.
It's like he was the man so much they brought him back.
Yep.
So it's like this man here didn't see him get cut in half when we went to go see it.
He sneezed or something?
I guess so.
Yeah, I must have been blinking. I must have been blinking when that happens. Yeah, so I'm just saying.
But I mean, it's like, come on. It's like this is the first time you really got to see him do something. It's like as far as he knew, nobody was on to him. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm out here painting these murals. I'm killing these people. I'm leaving bodies around. Whatever. Oh, somebody found me. I got to set up shop somewhere else. You know that's what's gonna happen. So it's like, what are they complaining about?
Yeah, it'll be like Batman and Zaz.
Thank you.
It'd be like that. It's like he's like killing people, posing them up as like dolls or whatnot, or like poetry.
Yeah.
And then of course Batman finds him. They get into a tussle. He gets away.
Yeah.
And then like they do it all over again. It'd be like that.
There's something else we need to talk about Batman, which we can save to another show.
MCU Stan 66. Appreciate you for joining the nation.
Hello there.
Awesome new people.
I find it interesting. When a lot of people, man, look, listen.
It's unfortunate because we got 3 minutes left in the show, and we talked about that already.
It's super unfortunate that you're joining the show now when we spent like 20 minutes talking about the Avengers Doomsday cast. So do us a favor, come on over to our YouTube channel, and you can watch the rewind. It's youtube.com/Culture Junkies. You can watch everything. But suffice to say, I was nerding out at work, almost got myself fired. I digress. No, I really didn't get myself fired. But I was literally nerding out and jumping for joy, figuratively, at work.
But how I'm curious, how did you find this? I would love to know. But we are all very excited about what's going to happen.
Super excited.
Yes,
looking forward
can't wait to see it.
Looking forward to more announcements, obviously.
Yes.
So that's definitely going to be cool. But yeah, definitely let us know how you found the podcast. And make sure you come back next week at 9 Eastern time.
And whatever time that is,
I'm not sure where you're at. But.
So but to quickly wrap up the Daredevil thing, I will say I found it I loved what I saw from Kingpin of how he was basically he was alarmed by Muse and the serial killings and stuff like that. But
it gave him an opening to do that task.
Yeah, but I also thought. I found 100% how opportunistic he was able to use Muse, because at first I thought he was gonna take his captive and basically feed him to Muse.
No, I thought
he was going to use.
I thought he was going to frame
Muse for killing. Yes,
to get rid of.
Yes, that's what I thought too.
I think the thing I like about Kingpin in this is, and like you said, you mentioned that is he has to wear a mask in order to and that was the other thing, and we didn't even touch on. That power dynamic in that scene when he had to deal with all the elites.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
Bro! And
shout out to Jack.
Yes,
shout out to Jack and Kane.
Yeah, that was a cool cameo. but that was the last straw for him.
He was
when he left that room. He was like, "Nah, bro."
He's
like, I can't. He's like, gloves are off.
Yeah.
He's like, he literally could not. He couldn't stand having to basically grovel, to get stuff done. He's like, nah, bro, this ain't me.
I loved how that one rich lady basically cut him up and was like, hey, you know what? You really had a lot of dealings in the dock. This is really to benefit you and your friends. It's not really to benefit the city. He's like, you ain't fooling nobody.
Now here's now that he's back, basically.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for everybody in that room, bro.
He was like John Wick. It's like, yeah, everybody keeps telling me, am I back? I'm kind of thinking I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
So he's still gonna have to juggle that because like not gonna, if the Kingpin is shown his face, he won't be mayor for long. Or then again, maybe he will be.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah.
It will get done, though.
It will get done.
Well, now because he has this task force, which another comic book character, apparently, I didn't even know.
North.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Wow.
North. It's like I said, they're doing a great job with this. The pacing is good. They're just building and layering and layering and layering. And it's like, bro, I can't wait to see Frank come back.
Somebody said it the best because out of all the MCU shows, though I enjoyed them, they all felt like cut-up movies. And this doesn't feel like a cut-up movie. Yeah. It feels like an actual TV show that's been done.
Yeah.
Because like the fifth episode is what they call those, not a bottle episode, what do they call those?
Standalone?
Well, kind of, but it's all shot in one space. It's not like what you call it. And back a long time ago, shows were done like that when you had 26 episodes and you had filler, and that could have felt like a filler,
almost
but it was
like
not really
almost like a one location play.
Yeah,
basically, where like you're on this one stage, so to speak, where it's just
But it's like they're doing a TV show and not making a movie and cutting it up. It doesn't feel like that.
Absolutely.
And I want more of that. I've been wanting that for a very long time.
I think it's because they have a showrunner for this.
That is true.
And again, that is one thing that for moving forward, because this proves it. Every show, I don't give a damn if it's 6 episodes or 12 or whatever it is, needs a showrunner. Yeah. Because they all need to feel like this.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a movie.
And like I said,
cut up.
COVID, for the first early shows that we got, like WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier, COVID affected those. So like for me, those get a pass because it's like you had a plan, and then the world was like, no, you can't do none of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing, obviously, the rest of Daredevil. I'm hoping Andor has a good showrunner. Andor was good last time.
I think it will.
I'm really looking forward to Andor this time.
Yeah.
Andor for me at first was kind of very slow burn, slow paced. Oh, yeah. And it made it hard for me to get through, but I stuck with it. Especially that one episode, the Prison Break episode. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's one of the greatest episodes of TV, man. Oh, yeah. Oh man, that was so good. That was so good. So definitely looking forward to that. Anyway,
so y'all stay off cell phones. Don't take no text from the Vice President or the Secretary of Defense or nothing.
Oh, you mean I might not be in one of them secret group chats and get some war plans?
Watch your text, man.
I mean, just be very careful.
They're just throwing out
they willy-nilly throwing out
anyway,
trade secrets and whatnot.
And stuff like that. Oh my God, morons, dude.
It is what it is.
Yep, it is. All right, y'all. That is the show for this week. Thank you all for joining us. We've had a lot of great fun entertaining you, a lot of great discussion. Make sure you come back over to youtube.com/Culture Junkies. Watch all the replays. Our shorts are blowing up. GQ's got an unboxing coming out pretty soon.
Yep, this Friday. It's going to be something fun.
So look forward to that.
Also, our in-studio guest, Zyman, who unfortunately his microphone ain't working, but
it is not. It is not. Oh, one last thing I want to get to. Let me see if I can pull it up. Our good friend Garrett from Grand Finals Entertainment asked us to do a little bit of shout out. He's actually doing an event. Come on, blast it. He's doing an event at his usual space in Howell, Michigan. Okay. He's doing a Terrifier 2 signing and screening with Casey Hartnett and Sarah Voigt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
what day?
This is going to be on March 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
21st is
29th. Sorry, 29th.
Yeah.
It's past. All right.
Pull out that
my bad,
time,
dude.
Pull out
my
that
bad. My bad, dude.
Where's the DeLorean?
Right. March 29th. That is not. That's this Saturday, I think.
Yeah. That is
this Saturday at 3 p.m. Screenings at 7. So
okay, so out in Howell.
Yeah.
So obviously, Google Grand Finals Entertainment for more details on that. And I believe they're probably on Facebook too.
Yeah, they are. But thanks again for joining us this week. We look forward to entertaining you again next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, on Culture Junkies Live from our friends the Great Attitude, GGQ, and Simon Says. I'm Kishiro. See you guys later. Peace out.